All right. Welcome to the first lecture of Pollys Introduction to Computer Networks. And this is fall 2023. And hi, hey to all the students online. I guess the students are popping in because I was still replying to emails students sent asking exactly where the lectures are. Yeah, hey guys, you guys eventually figured it out. And what's nice about doing it on YouTube live is that there'll be some interaction between us. Hi, hey. And hey, exactly what we did will be recorded. So those unfortunately needs to miss the lectures live can still recap. Isn't it nice? Yeah. So that is one of the reasons that we have the course online as well. Good. So first thing is the announcements. Every lecture it will start by the announcements. And what you're seeing here on screen on the lower left, a bigger block is Discord. Okay, so there's a Discord server for the whole class. Okay, throughout the semester. So many of the communications we do will be on Discord. Okay, and I see that many of you have already find the invitation link, registered an account, and joined already. So you see, oh. Okay, students popping in and Discord notify me in this private admin channel. Okay, that you're seeing. Okay, let's go back to the announcements channel. Okay, so hey, what you're seeing is once you join the class Discord server, you see on the left a list of channels, on the right, okay, the content, okay, in the channel. Let me scroll all the way up to the top of the announcements channel. Okay, so there will be a per lecture announcement here. And as you're seeing here, this is announcement and week 1, episode 1. Okay, so there's another episode tomorrow morning. And the first item you see in the announcement is very often Yeah, the YouTube live session. Okay. And the second one is a Google Meet session. Okay. And this is for you to call in, but we use it for three purposes mainly. First, it's for the exam. During the exam, you'll be working on a Google form. But in the meantime, you need to join a Google Meet session so that we could record, okay, your behavior during the exam. Because after all, it's an online exam. We need to make sure that the way you're completing the form and where you are and what you're doing as it appears under camera are consistent. Okay. Second is for the office hour. Okay. As well as the additional Q&A sessions that we set up appointment for. Those will be going through Google Meet as well. Okay. There's another important reason we need to have a Google Meet session, because some of the quizzes in class, okay, requires real-time interaction between you and me. I understand. YouTube Live, the chat there we have, which is on the lower right box. Okay, you see, oh, there are more students popping in, right? Justin saying, hey, Justin. It's somewhat interactive, but it's not exactly real-time interactive. Okay, so we do have some quizzes. It's gonna go like, Polly, say something, you respond back real quick. And for that kind of quiz, we'll also need Google Meet. So in a way, YouTube live session is the primary, okay, platform for the lecture. The Google Meet session there is the supplementary, okay, for additional communications, okay, that requires more or less real-timeness. And the third, okay, this week you have 3 assignments due, and these assignments are quiz 1 to 3. So each week we will have lectures, and in the middle of the lectures there'll be quizzes popping up. Some of these quizzes are straightforward. Okay, those are there to make sure that you get the key points of the things that Polly is talking about. But some of them are there to make you think. Okay, make you think a little bit more openly. Okay, and see if you can try to be critical. Okay, within the team, within yourself, and share with everyone, okay, what you think the pros and cons of taking a certain approach, solving a network problem. Okay, so there will be these quizzes, some straightforward, some might require thinking. And for those who are straightforward, they're straightforward. Okay, for those who require thinking, I will be valuing or giving more points to the answers that are more thoughtful. Okay. And some students manage to get the straightforward questions answered also thoughtful. Okay. So the more thoughtfuls, the better. All in all, these quizzes within a week will be due at the end of the week. Okay. The Saturday at 6 p.m. Okay, so these 3 quizzes will be doing this week, Saturday, 6 p.m. So this is the announcement. This is the opening of a lecture typically. Next, Polly will start a series of topics. Okay, and each of these topics, Polly would show you a number of short videos. Okay, and these videos are pre-recorded, and many of them are the same from previous semesters. And so that those, I know some of the students would like to be prepared before coming to a course. So you guys have previewed probably some of these short video technical, okay, contents. So Polly will go over these short videos also in the live session, but in a way that Polly would also try to give you a heads up before the video. And sometimes for videos that are a little bit long, I will also summarize the video at the end of it. Okay, so it will be a little bit more like Polly say something to begin with, sometimes brief, sometimes longer, and then video. At the end of the video, sometimes also brief summary, sometimes longer summary, and then connect you to the next topic, the next videos. All right, so let's try. First, the vital information. All the important information you must know, okay, in this one very short video, only 1 minute. Let's see how it goes. This is Introduction to Computer Networks. I'm going to be your instructor for the semester. The name is Polly Huang, and feel free to call me just Polly. I'm listing here the name of the course and my name in Chinese, just in case. The course number is ep1 indicating this is EE Department, High Division Elective Course. This number here is the class ID, the curriculum ID, 901 capital E31110. In some semesters, you see the capital E in the middle. In some semesters, you might not. Just be careful and make sure that you register to my session. Okay, so in some semesters, there might be more than one sessions of Introduction to Computer Networks. This is a 3-unit course. That means the lecture load is about 3 hours a week. Be careful though. That doesn't mean the assignment or the studying load is only 3 hours a week. Hey, straightforward, right? So for such a short video, typically Polly doesn't say more. Okay, now next. This course is very unusual, as you are experiencing already now. Okay, so let me go over these special features first, and a few cautions next before we go into the real admin information and the scope of the class this semester. So, first video is about the first feature. Before we go over the technical side of the class admin, such as the scope, the semester schedule, and how you guys are going to be graded, let me spend some time talking about how the course is designed and why. This is kind of important such that I provide peace of mind. Let me start with the number one feature. Yeah, the course is experimental. It has been sponsored by NTU and the Ministry of Education for years. This is because we have come to realize that offering courses in English doesn't make us more international. It in fact doesn't connect the domestic student with the international students all that well. Therefore, the course is designed to promote a few things such that we connect better. First, we promote interactions, not just between you and me, but also among yourselves. So feel free to answer each other's questions. Feel free to fill each other's sentences. Second, you guys are encouraged to solve problems right there in class. And some of these problems might be open-end problems, meaning there's no one solution to the problem. You guys can form team and have discussions together, or working as an individual, look up information on the web and see if you can come up with a creative solution. And most of all, we promote tolerance to different perspectives. So that's respect each other's differences. You see that we are all different, okay? In this class, you are free to be yourself. Feel free to speak of your opinions as long as you can justify them. Again, the key word is this: open, open-minded. Now you see that we need to have a lot of interactions. We might be thinking, looking up information in class. So, time constraint is there. And as a result, we won't be able to accommodate too many students in this class. The upper limit is 40, the strict limit is 40. And let's see if we could keep it down to low 30s. Feature number 2, the course is 100% online. The lectures and the quizzes will be broadcasted live over YouTube. Now to address these quizzes, you'll be posting your solution on the discussion board supported by Discord. During the lecture, feel free to post your questions on the chat channel of the live stream. Off class, there'll be also some Q&A channels set up on the Discord discussion board, so we could have interaction there as well. During the lecture, there's also a Google Meet session. This is there for calling purpose. For some of the quizzes, you will be invited to call in and interact with Polly in real time. Other than that, the Google Meet session will stay on over the office hour, so you can call in anytime during the office hour in case you have any questions. And the exams will also be online fully as a Google form. While you are working on the form, you will also call in a Google Meet session so that we could see you visually. Feature number 3. The class is almost 100% in English, including the lectures Polly will be giving, the assignments you'll be turning in, the answers you'll be writing on the exam, in fact, all the in-class, off-class interactions in English. The only 1% exception is this. During the live session, if you're really out of expression, okay, having trouble finding the right words for it, it's okay to say it or type up Chinese. The others or Polly will try to translate for you. Just be careful though, especially during the exam. The credits will be given only when your English is understandable. So try to keep your words and sentences simple and get to the point. Alright, so this video is 4 minutes and it talks about 3 features. This is an experimental course. Second, this is a fully online course. Third, it's 99% English. Okay, and these are not all the features. There are 2 more features coming up. And this next set of video is also about 4.5 minutes. Feature number 4. For the programming assignment you'll be working on, this is the programming language you'll be using. Go, or also referred to as Golang. This is a relatively new programming language, but it's very popular and used a lot these days. So this is a table I think I extracted from Reddit. What's shown on the left are the popular websites we see today. And at the top, the programming languages they use to implement the backend server. So if we focus on the popular websites, okay, the services that are accessed by billions of users every day, you see that the languages being used are what? C, C++, Java, PHP, Python. These we know very well. But Golang also being used. And strictly, the very busy websites is also used to implement their server. And this is because of the efficiency of Golang as a programming language. Another reason that might draw your attention learning Golang is this. This is years of experience of a programmer, and this is how much they are earning each year in US dollars. So if you are a C, C++ programmer with 8.5 year experience, you earn about 55,000 US dollars annually. Python programmers, slightly better, less than 8 years of experience, and you get about 63,000 a year. The Golang programmer, maybe 8.5 years experience, but some 20-something% higher salary than the Python programmer. Last reason, and this is Polly's bias, Golang is entirely open source. That means it's easy to extend, easy to borrow existing code, and a really nice subject of study in order to find out why this programming language is so efficient. Nice, isn't it? Last but not the least, feature number 5. Well, I consider this a feature. Polly is not nice. You know what? Polly cannot be nice. Learning process is partly frustrating and partly fulfilling. In fact, the reason you feel fulfilled is because you overcome frustration that you previously thought impossible. Every semester, every year, some of you might not be able to overcome the frustration. Okay? As a way to communicate that this is a course that requires effort, requires patience, okay? Requires positive thinking, and keep going. Let me flash the grade distribution over the past semesters, past years Polly has taught the course. You see that? Mass majority, 70s, 80s, but there'll be some who fail the course. Majority, 70s, 80s, but some fail the course. Okay, and you see the distribution pretty much a skewed bell shape. Occasionally a twin bell, like this. Yeah, so let me quickly flash this over. Fall 2021. Again, we see some student failed. Spring 2022, all passed. But fall 2022, we see someone failing. And this is last semester, all passed. And this and fall 2022, we begin to use the letter grades strictly. It is not a sure thing you pass the course. It is not a sure thing you add to the course either. Unfortunately, due to the course design and limited capacity of poly, we'll need to keep the course size in the low 30s, which means we won't be able to take too many ads. Now, to add to the course, you need to have the prerequisites, and then we'll be taking students on a first come, first served basis from a waitlist. To get yourself on the waitlist, go to the course page and fill the school goal form. In there, you'll be asked whether you have certain prerequisites, which Polly will talk about later in the lecture. In the meantime, you want to follow the first 2 weeks of lectures and complete quiz 1 and 2. When all these are done, you might see yourself on the list of students adding to the course successfully, and the list will be on the scored, and by next Thursday, 5 p.m. All right, so 2 additional features. We'll be using a very unusual Golan. I think it will be new for most of you. Have you guys heard about Golan? If you do, say yes. If not, say no. Okay. So, hey, you see that Polly every now and then will ask Pop, I see, Zhenyu, thank you. Oh, okay. Oh, someone say no. 2 of you say no. Yeah, yes and no. Okay, we're seeing more now. So as I mentioned in the video, Golan is an important language. Okay, it's one of the key languages the back-end software engineers are using these days. So many of you have experience doing the front-end programming. Okay, so for example, web pages are front-end, user interfaces front-end. But you see, these front ends are what? To take data in or display data that are stored in the back end. Okay. So back end there is the real juice. Okay, keeping track of all these data. Okay. And you can see that for a large system, whether the back end is efficient matters a lot. Okay. So Golan is a key language. I don't know whether you will become the backend engineer or backend software engineers or not, but it's definitely something that you want to know about and have some experience with. So in case you become a professional, and if you want to switch to the backend software engineering, you know where to start. By the way, the backend software engineer, the salary is a niche higher than the front end. Because it's actually harder to make the server, the database, running efficiently. Okay. On the other hand, front end is what people are more familiar with, and I guess the competition is high, therefore the salary is a little bit lower. Okay, good. All right, thank you for interacting with me. So all these things, yes or no you say, including the hey at the beginning, they will all be recorded as part of the participation grades. Okay, and hey guys, Polly is not nice. Okay, you guys are all very smart. You can tell whether a person is nice or not. But the thing is that a teacher, okay, needs to adhere to the rules that we have communicated previously to ensure that every one of you will be treated fairly at the end of the semester. You see? And in case things are no longer fair, then people don't try anymore. It's as simple as that. Okay? So it's of course okay to argue, but let's argue with reasons. Okay? Okay, and let's not argue with a lot of emotions. All right. So you will see that Polly sometimes will take things a little bit slow so that you can calm down, okay, and so that you have time to think before you argue. All right. Okay, and you see exactly how to add in case you're looking to add. There is a wait list, and according to the attendance today, chances high that the top 10 people on the wait list should be okay. And currently we have about 12 people on the wait list. Okay, so Polly is very happy that it seems that the registration system of NTU is changing the algorithm. I get a lot of international students this time, and I'm actually looking forward to work with more international students and domestic students. It will be a very different experience this semester. Okay, you see that eventually, I mean, hey, the world is flat. Okay, observe domestic students. We're seeing more international students. Okay, are you looking forward to that, or are you a little bit afraid of looking at a situation like this? Okay, think about it. My view, my take is that it's better that we are more international than less. If we hide behind ourselves, chances higher that you get hurt easy, okay, being isolated internationally. Okay. So, Polly is not nice, please, and you know exactly how to add. And you know what, guys? The first quiz is right here at the corner. Okay, let me show what the first quiz is. Is it showing? Great. Okay, it should be showing. Okay, so this is quiz number 1. Okay, every one of you will need to do it. All right. Step 1, register a Discord account. How do you register for a Discord account? Yeah, here's the URL. It's quite straightforward. discord.com/register. So you just need to fill in all the blanks. Okay, and continue maybe a couple more steps, then you get yourself a Discord account. And for college students these days, you probably have a Discord account convenient already. Okay, that's good for you. And then join the class Discord server. And I have the QR code ready for you. So you just scan the QR code, then you should be in the class Discord server. All right? Now, next, go to the profile setting. Change your display name to your name exactly on the NTU record. Okay, Polly will demonstrate shortly after this. And then find channel W1 Quiz 1 and say hi. All right, so let me demonstrate. Yeah, I know, I see many of you have already said hi too fast, but hey, let me do it right, okay? So once you get an account, as you log in, what you see is probably a screen like this, okay? And you see this is the user, and you can just click the gear sign that is user settings, and you see there's a profile option here, and you see the display name. Okay, in case you have a Discord account already, but your display name is still not the name appearing on NTU record, please come over here. Okay, could you change that for the class? This is important because all the interactions we have on Discord will be recorded as well as class participation. Okay. So what Polly is demonstrating here is Polly type up her Chinese name as well as the English name, so that either domestic and international students can call you easy. All right? Okay, nice. And once you're done, so you say change and then escape, Then you go to the fall 23 Introduction to Computer Network Discord server. So you will see the announcement channel, and if you go down the channel list, you should see W1 Quiz 1. Clicking there, and just like everyone else is doing, say hi here. Okay, so hi. All right, good. This should be clear. And we'll move back to, well, you know what? Let me do it the right way. Okay, I know that you have all completed it. Okay, but I see that some of you did not do the display name change. Okay, so why don't we do it this way? Once Polly announced that, let's move to the score, channel W1 Quiz 1, and you have 2 minutes to work on it. What Polly will do is to add a little music and to give you a little bit of suspense. And within this 2-minute time, you'll work on it. Okay, so let's do exactly what we will do the rest of the semester. It's now 1:49. Polly will come back to check 1:51. Yeah, great job. Good job, good job. What do I do here? Good. There we go. Smiley face. How about that? Okay, carefully examined. And yeah, Polly with the glasses on. Polly with the glasses on. Okay. Let's see. Okay, fist bump. Okay. Respect. All right, so time up. Okay, let's see. Oh, we get more. Managed to join the score and say hi. Straightforward. Well, this is just the first quiz, so wait until you see the next one. Okay. All right, let's come back to the lecture. Next are the real hardcore administrative information, and this video is 1.5 minutes. The most important thing is the course page. Now, the course page URL is pretty long, so here's the QR code for your access conveniently. Now, in case you're on the run, the easier way to find the course page is to Google Polly. Inside Polly's page, you should see this teaching link. Click that, okay, and you should see the course page Fall 2023 under the Introduction to Computer Networks category. Administrative information. The lectures will all be on YouTube in 2 sessions, one on Wednesday in the afternoon, 1:20 to 2:10. The other Thursday in the morning, 10:20 to 12:10. Polly's office is in the BL building, room 613. There's also a phone number, but the best way to reach her is by sending her email. There's also an office hour that is on Thursday right after the lectures, starting 12:20 to 1:10. Now, in case the time is not exactly convenient for you, you can send me email and set up an appointment. To meet, it can be over Google Meet or coming to my office in person, but make sure you have the mask on just in case. And this semester, Polly will also be your TA. All right. Next are the key content, okay? And there'll be 2 videos. The first is going to be about 4 minutes. The core of the video is to talk about the prerequisites, okay? As Polly is talking about the prerequisites, you will also see computer network, this subject, where it sits in the bigger area of computer science as a whole. Let's talk about the technical content we'll be covering this semester. So this will be your first course on the internet. We do not assume you know anything about the internet, but we assume you have the basic knowledges about computers and you know how to program. That's why these courses are the prerequisites. You must know how to program. You must also know what's inside a computer. So you need to know how to program using a compiler-based programming language, such as Python, C, C++, or Java. Now, if the only programming language you know is JavaScript, be careful. That's a scripting language. The coding style is somewhat different. You might need some time to adapt yourself into the compiler-based programming language's programming style. You need to know the computers. Inside a computer, if you recall, there's CPU, very important, right? The memory, also very important. And then there's hard drive, display, keyboard, the peripherals. Between the main components and the peripherals, there's a bus, okay, that's connecting everybody together. The thing together is a computer system. Internet. In order to access the internet, we add one more peripheral called the network interface card. So this card here is another peripheral that allow the system here, allow the computer here to send messages out onto the internet to another computer. In this Introduction to Computers course, you should also learn about within a computer. We pass data around as well between the main memory and the hard drive all the time. Okay? What's so powerful about the internet and the relevance of this course to this Introduction to Computer course and Operating System course is that internet, network interface card, extends the reach of the data we are producing or we are looking for from within the computer to outside of your computer to the internet. So definitely must have Introduction to Computer Networks. If you do have advanced programming training, or you have taken courses about data structure, or better yet, algorithm and operating system, great. Those will work to your advantage. But be careful though, internet as opposed to operating system, we have a whole new suite of mechanisms that we need to learn. Programming, doing Sake programming. So Sake programming is the kind of programming we'll be doing. It's very different from the other programming assignments you run into taking the data structure course, taking an average computer programming course, taking a machine learning course. In those courses, you learn the API to do computations mainly, okay, to do input-output. You most of the time try to come up with an algorithm or better algorithm to make sure that things are complete or complete real fast. Okay. The kind of programming we're doing, Sake programming, is to ensure that we call the API in a correct way and we send the message in the right format so that the computers outside on the internet will be able to take the message in and interpret the content and send the corresponding responses that we are asking for. And once the message is in, we need to know the API to extract the data, interpret the content, and send more message, okay, accordingly. So the type of programming we'll be doing here in this course, very different from most of the programming assignments that you run into, taking a computer programming course, taking a machine learning course. Okay. So you see, yeah, we do programming. We do Golang programming. You can use Golang to do machine learning type of programming, data structure type of programming. But the power of Golang is also that it has a very efficient implementation of the network sockets. Okay. And the kind of programming we do is actually process-to-process communication. So the kind of debugging is very strange. It's going to be new to many of you. All right. Now, the second video, about 5 minutes, is a little bit long because then we'll be talking about the exact content in the lecture. You see that the internet composed of many mechanisms running together simultaneously, helping us sending messages across. Okay. It's actually divided into multiple layers, and in the textbook we'll be following it. One layer is one chapter. Okay, so you will hear more about these layers or chapters in this video. And here's how we are going to introduce the internet. We'll break it into components and introduce them one at a time. So you'll learn about what these components are. Most of the components are straightforward, but some of them, there could be mechanisms running to sustain the operation of the internet. So we'll learn about how these mechanisms work. We'll go one more step further. Learn about why these mechanisms work this way. Okay, you'll see that there's certain classes of problems that network engineers repeatedly trying to address. Mainly about how we make sure the messages are received correctly. Mainly, the messages are delivered efficiently. Internet is the subject of our study here. We know it's huge, not only because we have many machines connected to it, but also there's so many mechanisms being designed and implemented for it today. Now, in order to introduce them, we try to break them into categories. Okay, and the way that we categorize things is we call them layers. So it's kind of, 1, 2, 3 layer. Okay, some at the top and some at the bottom. Okay, the top layer is called the application layer. Second, transport layer. Third, network layer. Bottom, link layer. Now this is also about the order of the chapters in the textbook. Okay, at the top, we talk about the mechanisms support individual applications operation. Each application typically one mechanism to determine how messages are being sent and how messages are interpreted when they come back. So in the application layer, we have many applications. We have a high diversity of applications on the internet today. And each of them, application layer mechanism, or let me introduce a term, protocol, application layer protocol. One application, one protocol, and this protocol is determining how you send the message out. So at the application layer, many protocols, each of them very simple, serving the purpose of the application they're designed for. Specific, simple. One layer down, the transport layer, you'll see that the number of mechanisms that we need to design and implement much smaller. Okay? You can count them within 10 fingers. Okay? So number of mechanisms quickly shrink. And the mechanisms we need to design are to serve more general purposes. For example, how we send data correctly, reliably, how we send data efficiently. In fact, these functions are there to support the application layer protocol, because some applications might data to send reliably. Some applications might data being sent efficiently over being reliably. Okay, so you see one layer down. Mechanisms, fewer, more general, and slightly more complicated. One more layer down, the network layer. So the functionality quickly shrink down to just 2. The 2 mechanisms are called the routing and forwarding. So these are the mechanisms that's running in the very center part of the internet. So hey guys, didn't we just say that the internet, on it, many machines are connected to it? So I and my machine connected to the internet. You guys, your machines connected to the internet. But all these machines are called the end systems, and we are called the end users. To connect the end systems together, there is a core network, the internet core. And that network is composed by many routers. These routers, the reason they are called routers is because their main functionality is to find a route, so they can forward messages. So my video here gets to you, forwarding the video segments to you. Okay. So at that layer, even fewer functionality, even more general functionality. And you can imagine the mechanism being even more complicated. So in that chapter, you will then run into an algorithm that you might learn in the algorithm course. And unfortunately, these three layers will be the only layers we can cover this semester. The link layer and the mechanisms to support mobile wireless networking, to support multimedia networking, to support secure transfer, for example. These we won't have time to cover. Hopefully there will be another course that follow this one and finish teaching all these additional mechanisms. All right, the schedule this semester. This one, important but very short, about 2 minutes. The semester is going to run in 3 parts. In the first third, we have 5 weeks of lectures and followed by exam 1. In the second third, another 5 weeks of lectures followed by exam 2. In the third third, 3 weeks of lectures and then exam 3. In terms of topics going backwards, we'll be talking about the network layer protocols, the last third, and the end of the second third. Much of second third is going to cover the transport layer protocols. In the first third, and of course, starting by overview and then the application layer protocols. Now, in terms of assignments, in the first third, we have 3 programming assignments due. The first 2 are straightforward. The third one will be very challenging for all of you, so you want to start it early, and we have 2 weeks time to work on it. In the second third, I know there are 4 PAs running consecutively, but no worries. PA 5 and PA 6, they are also straightforward. In the last third, even though we have only 3 weeks of lectures, we do have 2 and non-trivial PA assignments due, so you do want to start early. Now, something that you might spot being interesting is this. Week 15, Poly says, Poly-on conference travel. Week 11, Poly says, Poly-on conference travel. During these 2 weeks, some of the live lectures might be canceled, but Poly will point you to the recordings from previous semesters that covers exactly the topics I would like to cover during these weeks, week 11 and week 15. All right, so next big topic is grading. Okay, so this is very important. I'm pretty sure that you guys want to, have a clear idea how your performance is going to be graded. Okay, the next video is about 3.5 minutes, but it's just an overview of the grades. So you will receive grades from 3 different categories. Let's talk about how you earn grades, credits at the end of the semester. There'll be 100 points to distribute, and they are distributed into 3 categories. So your work here, so by homework I actually meant PAs. So these PAs altogether counts 35%. First one, very straightforward, counts only 3. The others, each counts 4 points. So you see that these PAs are important. Second category is interaction. That includes quizzes, answering quizzes, answering the quizzes in an interesting way, as well as participation, asking questions, answering questions asked by other students, or answering questions asked by Poly. Okay. Third category, exams. There will be 3 exams, each 10 points. So you see altogether 35, 35, 70 already. Exam is in fact the lowest weight among the 3 categories. Now this is just another way to break down the 100 points by whether they are teamwork or individual effort. For PAs, you work as a team. For quizzes, you also work as a team. So you discuss, you work on it. One of you represent the whole team and submit solutions. That will be fine. As the individual, participation counts based on who you are. Okay. Teammates don't get extra credits. Exams, this is also individual effort. Each of them have 30 points to earn there. But you see, the teamwork part counts 65 points. Therefore, your team is very important. So you want to find people responsive, responsible as well. Okay, so the team can have 2 people, 3 people, as well as 1 by yourself. So loners allowed. The same members, you'll be working as a group throughout the semester. So these are the things you'll be working in a group. Occasionally, I think once in like 3-4 years, there'll be students asking to break up from the team. Okay. That is also allowed. Okay. I thought that would be interesting for you to observe. If you fail to manage your time well, you're dragging your teammates down and they might get angry. Okay. And I would also like those who find their teammates are not responsive and not contributing enough. You get angry, right? You get this emotion. But maybe the teammate was just not very good at managing time. College is a period of time you learn how to manage time and manage emotion. Okay, so I don't know if there will be breakups this semester. We'll see. And you know what? That's the overview of grading. Tomorrow, 10:20, we'll talk about each of the categories in detail. Okay, the PAs, how many of them and what they are, the participations, the quizzes, how many quizzes, okay, and how am I going to do better answering the quizzes and the exams. Okay, and this is also all the time we have today. Okay, with that said, I'll see you tomorrow morning, and goodbye. And for each lecture, it's going to be also a little background music, okay, to send you guys away. Okay, so I'll see you tomorrow. Okay. Bye. Yeah, by the way, in case you have questions, hey, you know what? Let me go here. Let me pause the music a little bit. I can imagine that you guys might have questions you want to ask, okay, right now. So here's where you go. Ask us anything right here. Post it here. Okay, good. Bye. Bye, guys. And those who are, thinking ahead, you might want to look for people to be your teammates. You know what? Come to the random topic channel, introduce yourself, and see if you can group with some of the classmates up. Okay, because quiz 2 will require that you answer the questions as a group. Okay, so music back on. Goodbye, I see you tomorrow. Bye. Hey.